Welcome, everyone. This is Effie Davy, and with me is Durga. From 3 weeks ago, I think we had another conversation like that, just talking about the energy of the week. And we just felt that it was important for us to talk about this specific energy that's going on right now. So Durga, thank you so much for doing another one of Energy of the Week in such a short notice, but we go by feeling and we go by our intuition and whatever is coming down from the universe. So what do you feel this week is the energy of the week? How you will explain it, because the energy is so intense and everybody's going through so much. So I'll leave it up to you to start.
Yeah, hi. Anyway, so good to be with you anymore again. And yes, it's very intense for all of us. And I think you contacted me because I wrote something 2 days ago, and I said, in my life, I must admit, I made so many things that did not resonate with me. And it's like a promise to stand to my truth, and this is why you invited me. So let me tell you, this is a very vulnerable place we are all in, and wherever we come from, whoever we are, it's like to admit in these times that we did things we really didn't want to do. And this is a place of forgiveness first, a deep place of devotion to ourselves. And it's also, for me, let's say, the very innocent place, even if it's very vulnerable. I would say vulnerable is the new black in a way, because we all have been growing up in an education system, in a world where things we learned we had to be like this or that, but we never had an education in feeling what's right for us, to first start to resonate and see what's right for us, and that is the world we were born in. And it's a big purification, which is not easy. And I think this week is in a way dedicated to it, but maybe not the week. It's a month, year going project, because we are really thrown back to ourselves. And that's the toughest place we can be, because we must admit, but we cannot ignore or should not ignore the good things that have been, I think it's a detox. It's a very tough detox, and we have been talking about Chinamata. Maybe you can say something about that kind of energy in Vedic astrology. It's like we all have the feeling our head is cut off.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And yeah, that's a good place, because this head has to be cut off. But the question is, how do we deal with it? And I think it's we deal with it first with a lot of compassion for ourselves. Let's start like this and see where the conversation is going.
Well, no, I agree with everything you said. And when I contacted you, it felt like that was the energy of the week for me very strongly in my meditation. So also, I contacted you because I felt like we needed to connect again because of what's going on in the world and what's going on in the energy field. And you were just so vulnerable and open that I think that's very important for us to talk about that also. And when you cut the head off in this aspect of what's going on, that's what we're actually seeing in the world. Then an old energy, it's getting cut off, an old energy that is just doesn't serve humanity anymore, correct? Because we've been doing the work so much from the logical aspect, like you said, that's the way we grew up, that's the way we got educated to think from our heads and not from our hearts. And that's the head that is cutting off. But also, you know, in the Chinnamasta goddess from India, which is a big tantric energy, what she does is she cuts her head off, but then she feeds the others. There's a really vulnerable, an amazing picture of her having her head cut off and blood running out and feeding all the other yoginis around her. So in the same time, what means is that as soon as our head gets cut off, we can really clear through our blood, through that process, whatever doesn't serve us anymore, because then the blood is the life force energy, correct? It's an energy that it's very powerful and it runs through our whole body. Without that, we cannot be alive. So somehow she still connects to the body, but it's the aspect of, let's just get rid of the really, I don't want to call it dark energy, but the really our ego, things that don't serve us anymore, things that taught us by others, the triggers that our family is doing, or our friends, or our relationships. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriages, or just friends. So it's kind of like, this is what I feel, you know, this energy is about. It's just like, let's just have the compassion and the forgiveness that you're talking about, even if we still do things through our head and not really doing things, you know, connecting to our spirituality, to grounding the whole energy. So it's okay to do things with our head sometimes, but it's also more okay when we start grounding the energy all the way through the body, even if our head feels like in struggle and in chaos and all that. So it's kind of taking those few minutes to bring that energy through, you know?
You have been touching a very interesting point. She is a tantric goddess. And I think this is what it is about, you know, the essential life energy. It's where have we been cut off? Where have we neglected it? Where have we, this in a way, wild us, you know, this untamed energy of life. And I think we are exactly in this process. I mean, the world tries to control us, and the more the world tries to control us, and I see a lot of women, it's especially in women, I don't know how you reflect that, but the woman, there's a big revolution going on here, of wilderness. But where is it going to take us, you know? And talking about tantric, we are just, you know, let's just have a conversation of memories and things we have lived. But you know, I used to travel to these Shakti temples in India. Maybe not many people know about them, but I have traveled to the most hidden places. Have you been there?
Oh yeah, I've been to all of them, all the Shakti pieces. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. That's, you know, our path is very similar.
So I had my reflection here, and I don't know, maybe I'm curious about yours. But these temples were built, and this was a place of feminine initiation. And it disappeared in the same period as the Inquisition was really hunting the feminine force here in Europe. And I think there is a connection. And I also thought about these hidden places because I think if this wilderness is so untamed, it goes out of control.
Absolutely.
And here we have two poles of the existence. The feminine, which is completely bursting apart. And at the same time, in a way, she needs a new container. And this is for women especially, but also for men, you know. We need to deal with this outbreaking wildness of the feminine, because she is the force who will start a revolution, who will be the rulers of the new world, because she cannot be controlled. And here comes the thing, you know, why do we why do we agree to things that don't resonate with us? I mean, Kali would just spit out and say, what the fuck, you know, you know what I mean? But this force is needed, and at the same time she needs to be totally loved and contained by a male part first within us.
Well,
First within us.
yeah, and it needs to be the balance. That's why Kali always gets represented with, you know, in many pictures with Shiva on the bottom. Correct? He's kind of playing dead in a sense. He's laying down. He's not playing dead. She's not killing him. That's a lot of the Western people translated. But he's laying down, and Kali puts her feet in his heart, so she can take this energy in, because it's the grounding force. The masculine is really a powerful grounding force, and then it comes her down. It just settles her in. But you know, people need to be very aware of that. It's not, you know, like the Western world sees Kali and Shiva as, oh, she's you know, killing him or whatever. No, he's just opens up his feminine energy also simultaneously with his masculine energy, and she just settles in and then saves the world in from her destruction, in a sense. You know, that's what I mean, the container. She becomes contained again, and it's happening a lot right now, and the world is fighting through that. I think it's fighting through, you know, and a lot of people through this masculine and feminine within themselves, both, you know, both masculine and feminine. They're trying to discover it. They try to balance it. And I see that a lot in my work. You know, a lot of my clients are struggling with that. And, you know, there's a lot of male energy saying, I supposed to be this way, and I need to be this way, but that's the old. And the feminine says, well, but I need to be this way. Instead of both masculine and feminine understanding who they are and what the role is and how sensitive the both are in different ways, correct? But this is another conversation. We it's too much.
That's very beautiful, but it has a meaning. And I think what you saying and what I saying is the feminine and the masculine are bursting apart.
Exactly.
To find a new ground. And I know that story of Kali. It's, as far as I remember, she was dancing and she was so enraged because the world, like now, was not correct. And the divine feminine, the divine mother said, you know, she got furious about what's happening, you know, and she was dancing in rage, and Shiva did not have any possibility to calm her down, to lie down. She was not dancing. She was dancing on me. She was dancing on him, and he calmed her down, you know.
Because she was ready to destroy the world.
She was ready to destroy the world, and that is bursting apart of all of us, the feminine, the feminine, the masculine, and we need to find a new way, you know. But the way is not to tame us, you know, not to put us in a system or under control. This is not possible anymore, and that's what's going on. Yeah.
Why we're doing all this clearing, correct? That's why we're doing all this releasing. It's like letting go that how the world put us into tame us, correct? The world did that with education, with everything. I'm not saying the education is wrong, but we never understood our spiritual self, our intuitive self. And, you know, in the next couple months, I feel that we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it later, but I feel that is the energy of the mystic coming out very strongly. Even astrologically, it's kind of happening. And it's not, we're not going to live in an illusion anymore, because a lot of people think the spirituality or intuition is an illusion, but it isn't. You know, it's really our, how do I call it? It's our who we are. There's that sense of being intuitive and understand where we're going is who we are as human beings, correct? It's not, we have forgotten how to be intuitive. So now you know, what you wrote, it came to you very intuitively, and it was just right there. It was in your core of what was happening. And that's the thing that we need to go towards. It's like finding our core, I think, and really understanding our intuitive self and start doing things, male and female, doing things through our intuition and our wise self, you know?
I mean, this is what they have killed.
Yes.
Intuition, you know, and this is what is needed. This is how we usually navigate through these worlds, you know.
Oh.
I'm reading a lot about wolf these days, because these, you know, the animals are teaching us how to return to this.
Exactly.
This is, and yeah, where do we? It's not. I don't think we. I honestly think we have to do that work every day. There's a never-ending story of doing it and accepting it and integrating it.
And also, you know, standing behind what we think it's time to be released and let go.
Yeah, yeah.
And standing behind it. Like once we make a choice, I feel that we need to stand behind it 100%. It doesn't matter what logically we should do, you know. I had a conversation with some of my students the other day, and they said to me, well, how can you break a relationship and be so boom about it? I'm like, if it doesn't serve you anymore, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and just, you know, pamper it and be nice words and say all these cute things. But if it doesn't serve you, don't you need to say, it doesn't, this relationship doesn't serve me anymore. And now I'm ready to be done with it. And I think those statements we have forgotten how to do in the universe. So like, what is our choice? What do we believe? Can we stand behind it instead of going back and forth, you know?
It's about being really connected with ourselves, and that's love, you know. It's about admitting this relationship. It does not, maybe we put it in this different words, but it does not work at the moment. We can admit that we made errors, that we sometimes did things wrong, and but there a real friendship or relationship starts, because we all make errors, and we are not perfect.
We're not.
We're just so imperfect, and that's the beauty about that. But the imperfect and judgment is poison, you know, and the resonance is really which relationships nourish me or challenge me or bring me further or bring me to a point I've not been looking at for a long time. That all belongs to it, you know. But it starts with a conversation of vulnerability, which is a very hard work for me as a non-English speaker. But the moment we can admit that we are, you know, from a vulnerable place, but this is needed. This is needed. This world is a big hospital right now. Let's name it.
It's repairing. Like last week, I talked with his you know, in the last video about repairing ourselves. It's also, that's perfect word. It's a hospital. It's like we're there to heal all the wounds that we had in the past and see them as choices, and maybe not that we, you know, don't judge them that we made the wrong choices, but see them as an experience. We had to experience all that so we can get where we are right now, you know?
I love this word that you using, you know, please repair me. Please repair me, because we have been on purpose being broken apart. And in, you know, where we really see, where we really can face each other. It's like in a way it's the tantric way.
Yeah,
you know, it's this stupid concept of enlightenment, where everything is clean and purified, and it does not work. It just doesn't work. The tantric way, which is for me the real way of integration and enlightenment, which is completely a nonsense. You know, it's about wholeness, to know who we are and to live who we are and to create who we are. The tantric way, it's messy.
It is very messy because it makes you look every single aspect of you.
Yeah.
And to come to your core in the tantric way, you have to be very honest, because, you know, the Western world confuses tantric with sex. It has nothing to do with
To
that.
do with sex.
It
Let's
has,
repeat that. It has nothing to do with sex.
it has
Nothing.
to do with your sensual life force energy. The people confuse it in the Western world. In India, we know very deep, as you know very well, that it's our life force energy, it's our power, it's who we are as human beings, you know, because we have that. That's what makes us alive. That's what we give birth. That's what we create. It's, if we don't have that life force energy, we're dead. Correct? We're dead.
Yeah, and to accept it's messy.
Exactly. To accept it's messy, because
To accept it's messy. It's totally messy. To dance in the chaos. I mean, that's what maybe, you know, the energy of the week. And you said it last time. It's gonna last for 18 years. Let's prepare to dance in the chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only path is reconnect, dance in the chaos, because it's not going to end. If we want to create a new world, we have to dance in the chaos.
Absolutely. That's going to be the title of this, Dance in Our Cave.
Welcome to the energy of the week, dance in the chaos.
I love it. I just was coming to me as we were talking, because, you know, I think it's the most important thing for us to dance within this chaos that's going on. And, you know, you know, it will last, it will be differently for the energy of the world, but it lasts in different people, you know, it lasts differently. And it's just the path that we're on right now is just to really understand, dance with it, but also connect to it, like really understand this dance. We have
Connect.
To
connect with this chaos.
Yes, and the dance simultaneously.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, and if we fight it, if we tame it, it's gonna be stronger than ever. It's gonna be stronger than ever, and that's what we have to talk through.
So yeah, this is an incredible energy of the week. I love it. Thank you again.
You know, I'm in a space that doesn't resonate with me. I don't. But it does not matter. You know, we're gonna be put in places that are do not resonate with us. But from there, we start from zero and dance in the chaos, and this is what it's gonna look like. You know.
I really wanted to go to the cave that we talked about, the snake cave, and then we're going to talk about it on energy of the week, because that's an amazing energy. I'm just so excited.
Listen, we both know earth healing is part of our power healing, and wherever I come and wherever you come, we first have a look what power places, what sources or forgotten sources are there. And yes, I'm just in Austria, which is an it's a forgotten place of their tribes.
Yes.
And we have to cry our souls out about that. If we don't cry, the pain out, this is why everything is happening. We lost our tribes, and tribe not in an ancient way where it's a very high-tech new civilization, tribe meaning, but the tribes always knew their places, and so yeah, what I found out is hidden under the civilization of tourism and blah blah blah, there are old places of a big snake cave and the goddess and dragons and which are earth energies, by the way.
The same thing in Greece, and I think we're, like you said, we put in those places, after 30 years in Sedona, I moved back to Greece just because I believe that these energies are waking up again.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Austria, in Greece, in Egypt, they're just waking up right now. And this is it's like, that's why we go to put on these places. Like you're not resonating in Austria. I did not resonate for a while when I first got here in Greece, because I'm so, used to live in America for so many years. But now I breathe into it and I feel that I'm more relaxed, because I know my role, why I'm in Greece and why I'm connecting with women from all over the world right now, just to wake up all those places. You know what I'm saying? It's just so powerful.
You named it, these places are calling us.
Exactly.
The ones who know, and see, they are calling us, and they are asking for reparation too, The earth wants to wake up, and the earth keepers are called to places. And this is very beautiful. Yeah, I mean, Greece, the whole Europe is a bunch of power places. So if we just think a little bit, why do they try to control us? Because those power places are so powerful. They stream all over the world. We have them in Africa, we have them in India, but there has never been such a dense compilation of power places like in Europe.
I agree. And that's part of dancing in the chaos, dancing in those places and releasing this energy that has been hidden for so long. And that's, a lot of us are called to that. So yeah, this is amazing. We got someone.
We are talking from A to B to Z to A, wherever it takes us. But maybe there's an inspiration for the people who are listening.
I think so. I think it's a good one. I think we've really talked about a lot, and I love dancing with the chaos, and anybody and everybody should dance in that chaos and feel it, and feel that energy, and put like beautiful, powerful music, or, go and meditate, or even take the music into the earth and dance with her, like the Native Americans used to do. And a lot of the ancient tribes used to do, dancing the earth. But anyway, it's a lot to talk about, but we're going to have another time to take this to the next level. And I just want to thank our audience for listening to us, and just dance in the chaos. Namaste.
Return to your wellness, dance in the chaos. Namaste.